What if I told you that a man boarded a plane, extorted $200,000 and disappeared, never to be found again? This is not the plot of a Hollywood thriller, but the very real story of a man known as D.B. Cooper. On a chilly evening in November 1971, a man identifying himself as Dan Cooper, later dubbed as D.B. Cooper, stepped onto Northwest Orient Airlines Flight 305. With an air of calm, he lit a cigarette, ordered a bourbon and soda, and handed a note to the unsuspecting flight attendant. The note wasn't a friendly message or a simple request, but a chilling claim. He had a bomb. The plane was diverted to Seattle, where Cooper's demands were met with surprising speed. An astonishing $200,000 and 4 parachutes were handed over to him. And then, as the plane took off again, D.B. Cooper did something that would seal his place in the annals of mystery. Have you ever dreamed of vanishing into thin air? Well, D.B. Cooper did just that. And it wasn't some magic trick or illusion. It was a daring act, a high-risk gamble that has left the world scratching its heads for over half a century. Picture this. It's November 24th, 1971. A commercial airline flight is cruising towards Mexico. The passengers are oblivious, nestled comfortably in their seats, while one man, D.B. Cooper, has a different plan. He's somewhere between Seattle and Reno, thousands of feet above the ground, ready to leap into the unknown. With $21,000 of ransom money strapped to his body and a parachute on his back, he jumps into a raging storm, into the dead of night, vanishing into the abyss. It's a scene straight from an action thriller, only this was real. The FBI was on his tail, launching one of the most extensive manhunts in history. Agents scoured the suspected landing zone, searched every nook and cranny, from the highest tree to the deepest river. Yet, despite their exhaustive efforts, they found no trace of Cooper. He had disappeared, as if swallowed by the storm itself. The money, too, shared Cooper's fate, remaining elusive. Most of it, that is. Fast forward to 1980, almost a decade later. A boy on a family outing stumbles upon a decaying package buried in the sandy riverbank. Inside, 3 bundles of cash, still banded together. The bills match the ransom money, adding yet another layer of mystery to this already baffling case. So, where did Cooper go? Did he survive the jump and live to tell the tale? Or did he meet his end in that stormy night, leaving the money to be washed downstream? And who was this man who managed to outwit the authorities and vanish without a trace? But who was D.B. Cooper? And where did he go? These questions continue to perplex us, fueling speculations and theories, making the story of D.B. Cooper one of the greatest unsolved mysteries of our time. The mystery of D.B. Cooper has captivated the world for over 5 decades. It's a puzzle that has never been solved, a story that has never reached its conclusion. And the theories, they are as plentiful as they are varied. Some believe that D.B. Cooper was an ex-military paratrooper. They argue that the precision with which he executed his daring airborne escape could only have been accomplished by someone with extensive knowledge of parachuting. The calm, collected demeanor he exhibited during the hijacking, they say, is indicative of a man who has seen combat, a man totally unfazed by the prospect of danger. Then there are those who think he was a thrill-seeker, a daredevil who bit off more than he could chew. They point to the risky nature of his escape, jumping from a plane thousands of feet in the air in the dead of night into a wilderness teeming with hazards. They believe that Cooper didn't survive the jump, that he met his end not in a triumphant escape, but in a tragic miscalculation. And yet, there are also those who hold on to the possibility that he was an ordinary man who committed an extraordinary crime and got away with it. They paint a picture of a man who, tired of the mundanity of his existence, decided to take fate into his own hands. They believe that Cooper didn't just survive, but thrived, living out the rest of his days in obscurity, the millions he stole providing him a comfortable, if clandestine, existence. The FBI officially closed the case in 2016, marking an end to one of the longest and most exhaustive investigations in its history. Yet, despite their best efforts, the case remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in U.S. history, a ghost story of a man who vanished into thin air, leaving behind only a trail of speculation and intrigue. So who do you think D.B. Cooper really was? And what do you believe became of him?